Game of basketball and, going to trash talk the whole game no matter if, it's winning or losing. So,
what's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, I am talking about the Grizzlies waving bye-bye to the Minnesota Timberwolves and maybe saying hi to the Black Panther. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Yeah. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demorant spiking, let's go for he that MVP.
You're the star. You're the leader. This Jake LaRavia and he were on the bench earlier, and they continue to converse with him. Hey, think about this. Think about that. Like, that's what Taylor Jenkins was talking about. Find your voice. You've got to lead. When you see something, say something to your guy.
Friday night was really rocking in FedEx Forum. It was a great atmosphere for the basketball. The game was good. The crowd was good. Everything the Grizzlies had around the game was good. The emphasis on debuting the city jerseys, the 3-6 Mafia, all that, the intro video, everything was great. And you saw in this video I showed you of Ja Morant and Jake LaRavia about what I was talking about the subtle differences between Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. And like I told you, Anthony Edwards is going to be a very, very good player. He is. You saw he was giving the Grizzlies buckets, gave him 20 in the first half, but he only had 6 in the second half. And it's the inconsistency of effort and concentration and things like that. It's the difference. But this game was basically a Grizzlies Timberwolves special about how these teams have diverged since the playoff series that they had this last playoffs. And the Wolves went all in with the Rudy Gobert trade. The Grizzlies basically let a couple of vets go and built continuously through the draft. One of their draft guys, Santi Aldama, started this game. He had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Rudy Gobert, the big acquisition, get your tongue together, acquisition for the Minnesota Timberwolves, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 turnovers, a steal, an assist. So the Grizzlies got about as much production out of Santi Aldama, a guy they drafted 30th in the 21 draft, as the Wolves got out of $40 million Rudy Gobert that cost them 4 draft picks, 3 rotation players, and another guy that they had just drafted. This is the dangers of going too fast in team building. When you skip steps, as we've been saying in our chat, when you skip steps, these things are bound to happen. Not only do you get caught with making a mistake or going too fast, but you don't have the assets or the depth to truly be a contender. I think people saw what the Lakers did and during the bubble and got caught up in that hype. But I think what it really was is the Lakers really benefited from the bubble. That rest period that they got between the regular season being shut down and the bubble starting up, that was good. And the short sprint of the bubble to the playoffs, where they didn't have Anthony Davis didn't have to stay healthy for a whole long grind of a season. And that kind of has jilted a lot of teams, and teams are skipping steps, and it's something that people want the Grizzlies to do. Fans, NBA media, hell, even me sometimes want the Grizzlies to skip a step, make the big trade, and bring in a heavy hitter. And it turns out they're just drafting their heavy hitters. And if you saw that little talking to, Jake LaRavia in this game was 0-4 from 3-point line. He missed 4 good looks from the 3-point line. And Ja Morant, like I said in another video, is going to talk him up still. They're not going to lose faith in these guys, these young guys. Him, David Roddy, Vince Williams, Kennedy Chandler, Xavier Tillman, Jr. None of them guys are going to get mistakenly left behind, and nobody's going to give up on them. They are going to get every chance that they have to develop as Grizzlies, as NBA players. Now let's get to this game. Dillon Brooks had a fantastic first half, both offensively and defensively. He was really getting after it. He was really talking trash to Anthony Edwards, got him really hyped up to take some really questionable shots. And Anthony Edwards, he had a big first half, but he didn't do too much in the second half. It takes a lot of energy to do that. And Dillon Brooks has the luxury of when his shot stops falling, he can stop shooting because he has Ja Morant and Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane had a slow first half, only 9 points, but did have 15 points like I predicted in the second half. 5 assists for Desmond Bane, 3 rebounds. Ja Morant had another Ja Morant game. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Steven Adams, 3 points only on 3 shots, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, steal and a block. The starters played pretty well. The bench played well also. Tyus Jones, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 assists, 1 turnover. Brandon Clarke, 6 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And I'm going to say something about Brandon Clarke. I never want to see him taking the three-pointer again, but his mid-range jump shot has become so good. It has snuck up on me, but it has become so good that 10 to 15-foot jump shot that he has is just becoming good. And it's being reflected by him becoming a better free throw shooter this year. I didn't check his numbers, but he's a career 70% free throw shooter. This season, he's shooting 75%, almost 76% from the free throw line. He is playing fewer minutes this year than his career average. He's only averaging 18 minutes a game this year and still scoring 10 points and getting 4 rebounds a night, shooting 68% from the field. Brandon Clarke is having a great season. And I don't expect his role to change much because Santi Aldama played 34 minutes. When Jaren comes back, speaking of Jaren, the Black Panther was listed as doubtful for Washington's game. And y'all know what that means, 2 to 3 games. He's either coming back Tuesday or Friday. It's one or the other. He's here. He's coming. But I don't expect Brandon Clarke's role to change when Jaren gets back. I expect Santi Aldama's role to change. Santi Aldama is basically playing the Jaren Jackson role, and I think he's going to go down into the David Roddy role or the Jake LaRavia role, depending on the matchups. And Brandon Clarke's going to stay the same. Jaren Jackson's just going to go into starter minutes. Not initially. Jaren Jackson's probably going to be on a minute restriction early. But, like I said, this game was great. This game was a very good game. I had a lot of fun in FedEx Forum. And I'm going to close this off with talking about where the Grizzlies are ranked right now. Like I said, I've seen 2 teams, probably 3 teams, that are definitively been playing better than the Grizzlies. And we're going to look at the 538 predictions, they're really not predictions. They're really forecasts for the rest of the season as the season goes. And you can see the Grizzlies are forecast to be a 54-win team. I think it was significantly lower in the preseason. But 54-win team, 12% chance of winning the finals. Yo, I love that. I think that's the highest it's ever been for the Grizzlies since I've been watching these prediction things. And I am with it. Also, let's see, the ELO forecast has the Grizzlies at 53 wins and a 9% chance to win the finals. And the Grizzlies are basically at the top of the West, right behind Utah, before Jaren Jackson gets back. I don't think we have really grasped how good this team is and what specialness we're going to get this season, but I'm here for it all. I hope you guys enjoyed the Friday game. We got another game today. It's an early start, East Coast game, 5 o'clock our time. I don't think Ja Morant's playing. I don't think Desmond Bane's playing. And, of course, Jaren Jackson is still recovering from his broken foot. But the game should be fun. Nevertheless, I would like to see Jake LaRavia get a lot of shots up and see what happens. You know, give the young guys a chance. The great thing about being a Grizzlies fans right now, we don't have to worry about the small stuff. Peace.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Morant spiking, let's go. He that MVP. Ooh, reppin' that blue. All on the court, baby, look how I move. Look how I do, look how I groove. I got the buzz when I dribble, I shoot. NBA living, do this for a living. Cooking the court like I'm up in the kitchen. Lineups unique, got them slipping and tripping. Lord, show 'em mercy, cause we come to win it. Get it, zoom, I talk hoops. Come with them recaps, I come with that news. All on your last G topic when you choose. Up in your history, up in your views. Ooh, ooh, entertaining you straight from the screenplay. I talk hoops, always on replay. You know how we do every single game day. Grizz gang, and we here to stay. Woo! Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score.